Our next question comes from I Love Kung Fu Movies too. He says, "What up, my guy? My guy, what's up, boy?" Says, "I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Top 5 villains, top 5 villains of all time. Go. This will tell us if you're a real kung fu head." Oh my goodness. What's with you, man? I had another question from you before. Were you always trying to challenge my my martial arts acumen? ¿Tienes problema conmigo? Huh? Huh? I know this guy, so it's funny. It's funny. I know this guy from Chicago, so let's see. Top 5 villains of all time? Does he mean like a definitive list, or does he mean my top 5? I'm assuming you mean my top 5 because this is my channel, so I'm gonna assume that's what you mean. Top 5 kung fu villains of all time. All right, here we go. Liu Fang. That's one. Centipede. Johnny Wang Lung Wei. Always a fantastic foil. In the Shaw Brothers movies, Gordon Liu, Venoms. Huang Zhongli. Huang Zhongli. Kicks galore, right? Kicks galore. Not just in Jackie Chan movies. I mean, hey, he's fantastic and very reliable in every movie that he's in. So Huang Zhongli. Lo Lai or Lo Lei, depending on the way you pronounce. For me, and I'll go over all of them. Lo Lei. How many is that? 4? Okay, 5. 5 is a little bit obscure. Maybe a lot of people don't like or appreciate him, but I like Yi Shang. I really like Yi Shang, and we can go through them. Let's see. Liu Fang. I mean, that look, that stare, that cock eye that he has. I mean, dude, that's a scary dude you don't want to meet in the alley, right? By the way, these are not in any particular order. I was just off the dome. Liu Fang is dope. His weapons mastery is, I mean, come on, man. There's just no doubting. It's just his weapons mastery is fantastic, right? He's a little dry in his acting. But hey, if you put a weapon in his hand, a long weapon, especially like a spear, flag, trident, right? He's your guy, right? Who's this? Who else? Johnny Wang Lung Wei. I mean, he's just got a really cool look. You look at him and you think he's overweight, and he's not. He's dope. He's really dope. I love seeing him go up against, sometimes he goes up against the Venoms. Love seeing him go up against Gordon Liu. And again, if you haven't seen Martial Club, which I am going to do the review eventually, if you haven't seen Martial Club, you should see it. And particularly the end fight, which is about 15 minutes. It is spectacular, right? So Johnny Wang Lung Wei is not to be slept on. I love the guy. I think he's fantastic. To me, he's like an extra Venom in the movies that he appears in. Iron Robe. Yeah. Johnny Wang Lung Wei. Huang Zhongli, man. Huang Zhongli, I did a tribute video, top 5 who you got for him on this channel. It's actually my best video. I think it's approaching 200,000 views. Probably my best video on this channel. He is, what can you say? Creme de la creme. Yes, he can use a weapon, right? We've seen him We've seen him use weapons before, right? Like Hell's Wind Staff. I think he's in Tiger Over Wall as well. So we've seen him use weapons, but we all know when it comes to kicking, in my view, of all the kickers that we've seen in martial arts movies from that era, to me, he's the best. He's better than John Liu, in my opinion. Better than Tan Tao Liang, better than Casanova Wong, definitely better than any of the other guys that you could throw at us. And he's legit military, ex-military, used to train military personnel. He's absolutely legit. Hwang Jong-Lee, iconic look. He's been in some of the most iconic movies ever as a villain. Has even played some heroic roles like Hitman in the Hand of Buddha. But he is, when you think of villains, to me, he's probably, of this list, he might be number one. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments. Lo Lei, or Lo Lai, again, depending on how you pronounce it. He has riz. He has that charisma that I like in my villains. As evidenced in Clan of the White Lotus. When you see how he emotes and everything in that movie, it's fantastic. He's just fantastic. I think that he is I think he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Executioners of Shaolin, Clan of the White Lotus, Mad Monkey Kung Fu. I mean, he's a badass. He's an absolute badass. So love him. And Yi Shang, again, that's like my obscure pick. I know a lot of people might agree with me on the first four, and then on the last one they'll be like, nah. And I'm gonna make a case for him. I'm gonna make a case for him. Let me just pull up something real quick here. Let's see. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna ramble off to you all some of his movies. All right. Dig it. The Traitorous. Those of you who know, you know. 18 Bronzemen. Okay. 10 Brothers of Shaolin. Secret of the Shaolin Poles. Eagle's Claw. Shaolin Iron Claws. Fatal Needles, Fatal Fists. Challenge of Death. Shaolin Invincible Sticks. 7 Commandments of Kung Fu. The Victim. Monkey Kung Fu. I mean, hey, I just think he's really cool. As far as like the white hair or gray haired villains, I always admired his look. He's got a really, in my opinion, a very iconic look. And he actually was trained in Shaolin Mantis, which is my discipline. So I have a special place for him in my heart. Yeah. So that's my list, Yi Shang. So that's my list. What's your list? Comment below and let us know. We'd love to hear it. I think that was a fantastic question. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to test me to see what I know. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. It's more about my opinion, and my opinion will vary from yours because this is all subjective, but it's fun. Great discussion. So thank you so much for the question. I love Kung Fu movies. I really appreciated that one. It was a good one. And why don't we move on to the next question? So let's go.